Καλό μεσημέρι μάλλον. I'm going to be doing the conversation in English. Did you shake it before? Both shaken, not stirred.
Το έκανα με επίτηδες, να γελάσω λίγο, να χαλαρώσω λίγο. You know, I wanted to show some ελληνική φιλοξενία και καλοσύνη, να τον δώσω τον φίλο μου, τον κύριο Ανδρεάδη, λίγο νερό και τώρα είναι μουσκεμα.
Thank you very much. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Are we good to go?
Yes.
Great. Thank you very much for being here and taking the time to listen to us. I have two exquisite guests which have a common element. They have a great experience in the hotel industry. The one happens to be an ambassador, and an ambassador who has become a very beloved ambassador in Greece. I'm not sure if we anticipated it when Mr. Tsounis arrived a couple of years ago in Athens, but he has definitely made his presence evident. For Mr. Andraadis in Thessaloniki, I need to say no more. I think he is the hotelier who has taken the Greek hotel industry and keywords as philoxenia, as Ethos International with the Ikos brand. So I'm not going to take more time for introductions. I'm going to start by asking Mr. Tsounis, who is a frequent visitor in Thessaloniki, northern Greece, broader. What is it, in your opinion, Ambassador, that makes Thessaloniki unique, that makes Thessaloniki so appealing, and also provides opportunities for further development in the tourism industry here?
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And my friend Tasso, thank you for organizing this. I just want to point out a difference, as you said, that both Mr. Andreadis and I are in the hotel business. Just to give you some context, είναι σαν να έχω εγώ ένα περίπτερο και αυτός να έχει Walmart. I don't think that there is a city in Greece that has more opportunities than Thessaloniki. But before we get into the opportunities, which I'm sure you'll delve into further in our conversation, I want to talk to you about some of the underlying advantages and gifts that Thessaloniki has. It is a city that is on the water, and that comes as a premium anywhere. It has a long, expansive limani, a beautiful waterfront, and you're 20 minutes away from the airport. There's not a lot of cities in Europe where you can say you have 20 minutes from the airport to the Kendro on the water. So τη Θεσσαλονίκη, αεροδρόμιο, κέντρο, ούτε 20 λεπτά. Όλυμπος, Βεργίνα, ο πατέρας μου και ο γιος μου ονομάζεται Δημήτριος. You have religious culture. You have museums. You have one of the greatest gastronomic areas in all of Europe. I will get in trouble if I mention all the restaurants that I go to in this beautiful city. But, you know, it's a great, for foodies, this is a great city. You have some wonderful hotels. It's a walkable city. Not yet transportation-centric, and I hope that the public transportation and the metro comes in soon. But this is a city where you can leave your hotel room and walk all over this beautiful city. And Mandiano Market, Laladica. Όταν τελειώσω τώρα, θα περπατήσω στο λιμάνι για μια ώρα.
But is it more than a city break destination?
It is, because, you know, όταν λένε σαν τη Χαλκιδική δεν υπάρχει, you know, this is some of the most beautiful beaches and beautiful beach destinations you'll ever find. But to come to Thessaloniki, it has something for everyone. If you want to spend time in a vibrant city, you can do so. If you want to enjoy culture, museums, beautiful historic churches, you can do so. If you want the gastronomy scene, you can do so. If you want to catch a concert, you can do so. If you want to go to hike in the mountains, close to skiing, close to, you can drive to several countries, and some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. It offers things for every sort of palate.
These are very interesting observations. I'm going to come back to it in a couple of minutes. I would like to ask Mr. Andreadis more about the hotel.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you, Proto Thema and Greece Talks, for the invitation. Cut the long story short, I asked ChatGPT, okay? Because AI action. I asked the question was how has, on your question, how has Ikos Resorts established itself as a global brand, okay? I copy what ChatGPT answered, okay? It says, Ikos Resorts has established itself as a global brand by offering luxury, all-inclusive experiences, focusing on exceptional service, gourmet dining, and exclusive amenities across the properties in desirable locations like Greece and Spain. Their commitment to quality, guest satisfaction, and innovative marketing strategies has also helped elevate the Ikos brand on a global scale.
Sounds nice.
Okay, then I asked more specifically, okay? So let me find the answer on the other question. So, what sets Ikos Resorts apart from other luxury resort brands? The ChatGPT said, Ikos Resorts sets itself apart by offering outstanding all-inclusive experiences that includes Michelin-star dining, personalized service, and a range of activities and amenities, creating a truly luxurious and hassle-free vacation for guests. So, I think the answer is already in ChatGPT. I don't need to say more. I mean, basically, for any hotel brand, and I have to say we are very proud that Ikos is the first Greek DNA brand that has gone out of the Greek territory in self-owned and operating resorts, because we own and operate, we don't manage resorts. And what Ikos did, we had the experience in Sani Resort. My friend, the ambassador, has visited, and he can decide between Costa Navarino and Sani, unfortunately for us.
You are giving away the background conversation, and that puts me in a difficult position to withhold things that I've heard that are very interesting.
But, you know...
It's not like we have members of the press here that
either. And my friend Achilles, you know, is a great friend. Anyway, I mean, Sani was the laboratory where we studied. It's not all-inclusive, but it is a self-contained, vertically integrated resort that has everything within this destination. And this is how it was the laboratory where the idea of Ikos was born. But the basics, like any hotel brand, are to offer something unique and different from the competition. Okay, so if you go and see all the globally successful hotel brands, they are differentiated in certain aspects. For example, amability, authenticity, local culture, and so on. I will come to the city of Thessaloniki because the principles are very similar, although different, of course, for the city. Every resort, every brand that is globally recognized has to offer consistently something unique and market it as such. So it's all about the concept and the execution of the concept, and of course the financial capacity to grow, because you cannot create a global brand if the size is not big enough to create it. So I think the formula has been repetitively successful, and Ikos is like the inventor of the luxury all-inclusive. We are #1 in TripAdvisor globally for a number of years. It's only an 8-year brand. It's not a huge number of years. And we are very proud we managed to create this philoxenia essence, because it's about philoxenia. Our campaign is philoxenia. Yes. And this is the Greek hospitality at its best, going around the world.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andreadis. I want to turn to Ambassador Tsounis. With more and more tourists from the US coming to Greece with more and more flights being on the itineraries. What should Thessaloniki do to get a bigger piece, a bigger slice of the pie and attract more visitors? In other words, what would you change in Thessaloniki or advise Thessaloniki to do better as a visitor and a friend?
There's, you're speaking about this as it's a micro issue. Today, it's more of a macro issue. There would be a lot more flights from the United States to Greece, Thessaloniki, and all of Greece. The fact of the matter is there is a global shortage of airplanes, and there is an even bigger global shortage of pilots. That's what's holding things back. But we've gone from a decade ago in the crisis where there was not one single direct flight from the United States to Greece, not one. And today, I think there's about 11 that are going to be daily. We are pressing upon that to not only increase them, but to bring them into Thessaloniki as well. People tell me United is going to be the most likely candidate to do it because they're the ones that are going to have the connectivity where people will come in from the United States, go into Thessaloniki, and then you'll be able to go into the Balkans as well, which is, that connectivity is absolutely necessary. We don't have flights from Miami, which is the most international city in the United States. We don't have it from Texas. And we don't have it from Seattle, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and the second biggest market in the United States, and one that desperately needs it is Los Angeles. So I speak about this as opportunities. I don't want to give away conversations with airlines, but there are a lot of players that are really contemplating the investments that are going to be necessary to be able to increase that connectivity. We've done over 1.4 million tourists came to Greece last year. It's going to grow. I mean, Athens Airport was built for 26 million. We had 28.1 last year. There'll be over 30 million this year. It needs to grow. Thessaloniki grew from 25,000 square meters to 65,000 square meters. Fraport has done an outstanding job. So the more investment we have in airports, the more international we can make that connectivity, the better. Those things are happening. I wish it would happen quicker, but people have discovered Greece. Now, we can do more in the United States. More than half of the 1.4 million tourists come on cruise ships. Thessaloniki in the last couple of years had the amount of tourists that come into cruise ships in Thessaloniki by more than tenfold. That's extraordinary. But it would also be nice if Thessaloniki were to be able to build a marina. So you can get a different type of tourist, one that is of a very high quality as well. Whether you're talking about, Monaco or whether you're talking about Mykonos, marinas really help cement you as a tourist destination. And a lot of people would say that the best way to see Greece είναι σε ένα σκάφος. Να πας από νησί σε νησί, χωριό σε χωριό. So I would like people to consider, adding Thessaloniki on a stop, just as one would consider Santorini, Mykonos, Zakynthos, Skiathos, Salonisos. Tasso, you're really impressed. I know these islands, right? We have discovered Greece. It is one of the single greatest brands in the world. There was a McKinsey study done, and I want to say this factoid because I want you to understand, how Americans view Greece. They asked for the 100 things Americans know about Greece. Number 1 was Santorini. Number 2 was Mykonos, and number 3 was the Acropolis. So even more than Alexander the Great or Sophocles or Socrates or Plato or Athens or democracy, the number of minds when they talked about Greece was Santorini. Now Santorini is beautiful, but there's a lot of other beautiful things to do in Greece, and we sort of have to diversify how people view tourism. And, you know, one of the things that I would hope that we would find, you mentioned Costa Navarino, there's 4 golf courses there. It is a destination. I mean, I have so many friends that go, days, very high-level tourists, and they go to Scotland and Ireland every year, a whole group of people. And I said, folks, you know, the weather stinks and the food stinks. As you can tell, I'm never going to be the ambassador to Ireland or Scotland.
Yes.
And I say this tongue-in-cheek, they're very, very beautiful countries. But you have an elongated golf season in Greece. The weather's fantastic. The food is fantastic. The sun shines. You don't have to worry about it. But they said, George, we can't play in one golf course every day. We need several. You know, so I understand the concept of water and conservation and everything. But why aren't there golf courses in Halkidiki? Why aren't there golf courses in many places in Greece? That elongates the tourist season. Yep. You know, now you're getting, I assure you, someone that's coming from Stockholm or Frankfurt does not mind playing golf in Greece in March when it's 15 degrees.
Yes. Yes, and this is a point I would also like to ask Mr. Andreadis about. What should we do, both in Thessaloniki, northern Greece, broader, but also in Greece as well, if we look at the bigger picture, to prolong the season and not have just a good summer season, which of course lasts longer due to the weather conditions, but be a 12-month destination?
Yes. Let's start with Thessaloniki, and you know, because I think Thessaloniki is right now in the beginning of a fantastic future, provided certain basic things happen in the city, which is not a given. Okay?
Such as?
I will come to in a minute. First of all, about infrastructure. I mean, Thessaloniki, trying to view from common guest comments and whatever we hear and whatever we see, is a very vibrant city. There is life in the town. It's the location, the ambassador talked about all these beautiful things. The incredible monuments Mrs. Kotariou presented something, it's mind-blowing, you know, what this town has. Marketing-wise, not only as interesting, I mean, how powerful these stories can be. And here, it's a reality, it's not a story. We don't have to build anything. Here, things have happened that change the world, okay? So, what is the problem? First of all, the low-hanging fruit, as I say. I'm a practical guy, okay? I walk in town. It's dirty. It's dirty. The public space, the pavements, the rubbish bins, I mean, the stickers, it's dirty. Athens is not so dirty, okay? Let's start with the dirty. I mean, this is the municipality we have to clean the city. We have to plant all these empty spaces where we don't cut the grass, we don't put flowers. Come and see places in Spain. We invest in Marbella. Come and see the gardens of Marbella, the public space.
Don't go to Marbella, go to Madrid.
Okay, but I mean, go to a small place, not such a, you know, the beautifying of the public space is cheap. I bet with 50 million you change the city in 1 year, per year. I mean, compared to the amount of money you can collect out of this will make the people feel much better. It will help the local people enjoy and also bring people. So the city is not about, some people say, okay, it's ugly, this buildings. Look, you go to Milan out of the center, it's more ugly than Thessaloniki. You know, it's not a question of the city has this style. It's a beautiful style, it's vibrant, we love it, and even some graffiti doesn't hurt. But the basic is have it clean, okay? I mean, put signs, people have to walk around, put basic things to make simply the city livable. So one thing is make and try to beautify the public space, which is not extensive, at least in the centers where most guests are or tourists are moving, okay? So one part is this. You don't have to invent stories in Thessaloniki. The ambassador said it has everything. It has everything, okay? The second thing is, how do you market it, okay? I mean, the second thing is, you have this, if you ask GPT about Thessaloniki, it's all about marketing, okay? It's not well known, simply. Why is it not well known? Because it had issues in the past. I mean, we changed Greece when I became president of Sani in 2011. All Athens was burning, okay? And we said, what can we do to change Greece? And so on. Look what happened in 11, 12 years. Greece is one of the top global destinations. We were burning the center of Athens, and now Greece is admired. It was done. It was done in coordination with the public and the private sector. We did marketing Greece, we did a lot of stuff. The public also did a lot. So it changed a lot, but Thessaloniki is now the time. You have the metro, you had a lot of things, everything was built. Now you have the circular road. Okay, but now Thessaloniki is at a stage where the infrastructure is there. You need to do the port, but the basic infrastructure is you need to now market it properly. Okay? And if you ask me, I don't believe in public marketing bodies. Okay? Although I don't say the public is not important. There has to be an initiative locally. I believe in local initiatives. In the municipality and the private sector working to make Thessaloniki known. It's a two-way. For the airlines to put, as George said, the airlines to put the flights, you need marketing, you need to have a product that is consistent. It has to have, look at the questionnaires, they have the questionnaires in the Thessaloniki Association of the guests. They say hotels 9 out of 10, and infrastructure 6. They talk to you, they tell you what is the problem.
Yes.
I mean, listen to your guests.
Yes.
Okay?
That's a very interesting advice. I don't know how much time I still have left, Ms. Kolovou. I don't see a clock. No.
There's no clock in Greece.
No.
Greece talks too much and does too little. Okay, this is too much and does. Okay.
No, but I like this conversation because it is concise. I don't know, Ambassador, if you would like to add something upon what Mr. Andrades was saying before I ask something else.
I do. Look, we should see things as opportunities and we should go forward. Today we're gathered as advocates. We have the governor of Macedonia here. You show up because you care and you want to do something about it. That's important. You have the largest circulation newspaper in all of Greece. Who's here? Who cares? Who wants to push upon this issue because it's important? You have a packed room full of people. That's a very good step. If I were to say, let's amenitize Thessaloniki, amenitize it. Let's make it better. Where are the low-hanging fruit, as my friend has said? Close your eyes and dream of the day that Aristoteles Square is not full of concrete, but maybe this huge, magnificent, giant fountain surrounded by grass and park benches and trees and becomes a true center right down the middle of Thessaloniki. That Eleftheria's Park is a wonderful park of remembrance. That you have this magnificent waterfront that, I'm sorry, sits and decays. There are better, higher uses for that. Let's take part of it and do a mixed-use community where people live, work, play, entertainment, theaters. Let's take part of that and continue and elongate to Limani so you could walk there. Let's take part of it and make it a marina. Let's take what is this great unused asset and maximize its potential. You have a conference center that, can I politely say, is a little tired? I think it's Stremata in the middle of Thessaloniki. Modernize it. build a parking deck, modernize it, condense it. People who book conferences all over the world will like Thessaloniki. It's a great regional hub.
Yes.
What you need a great modern convention center to attract regional conferences in this area that come from 10 countries, that can connect into the airport, a beautiful conference center, and the ability to walk to hotels and restaurants so they don't have to walk cars and shopping. You have that. And if you condense it, maybe you can also increase the green area because you don't need 80 stremata. I was one of the people that helped oversaw the renovation and the expansion of Javits Convention Center. 150,000 τετραγωνικά μέτρα. You know, it's done on a postage stamp. So, έχουν πολλά ευκαιρίες εδώ. And, you know, I'm glad that we're beginning to talk about the possibilities. And now the next step for us is to work together, government and private industry, so we can execute some of these things, so we can make this, some of the things we're talking about, a reality.
Last question to both of you, because I'm going to be kicked out, but I cannot resist the temptation. You said yesterday that the Prime Minister is coming to Washington in a couple of weeks' time, early April. What does it mean for the Greek-US relationship, the fact that Mr. Mitsotakis is a frequent visitor in the White House, and what is more to do?
Look, I think it is safe to say that the U.S.-Greek relationship has never been at a higher level than it is. The Secretary of State was at the Prime Minister's house in Chania in early January, and he commented that in his 30-year diplomatic career, he's never seen a relationship and the friendship at such a high level. The Prime Minister of Greece gave an address to a joint session of Congress, something so rare, we measure it in decades, not in the amount of times it happens a year. And this is because Greece is the essential ally, that we have shared democratic values, we have shared principles, and we act in concert together. So I would say that President, whether you want to call him Bidenopolis if you're in Peloponnesos, or Benidas, or Badinakis if you're in Crete, the President loves Greece and loves Greeks. And I'm proud to be the ambassador here, but it's also a lot easier because the relationship is at such a high level.
Thank you, Ambassador. Mr. Andreadis, last word. After Sani, after Ikos, what comes next?
It's not enough. We are growing.
You know, the journalistic curiosity.
Yeah. We are growing in the Med, and possibly we'll be growing soon out of the Med. Possibly we're going to the Caribbean. So we'll see. We'll see. Greek hospitality will fly all over the world, hopefully. And coming back to Thessaloniki, just to say, being born here and loving the city and being educated here, I'm really sure this city will have a great future. It had some 30, 40 years, 50 years difficult after the borders with the Balkans opened. And, there were difficult years with the Greek crisis, certainly. But now I feel is the time that this city and the new generation in this city has the opportunity really to move this city to a very, very higher level. I mean, the ingredients are all here. It's simple things. It needs vision. It needs decision. The difference with the private business is there you decide quickly and on your own. And here you have too many people who have to agree. But I think it's much more ripe now, the whole thing. And I think we have also, after this crisis of 10 years, we've learned a lot. Greek people are wiser. The young generation is better educated. I really believe Thessaloniki in 10 years from now will be something very different, and is a place really worth investing, as long as we can put a few things, a few low-hanging fruit, and solve them as quickly as possible.
hopefully. You wanted to add something, Mr. Ambassador?
I do. We spoke about opportunity. This city is going to have a tremendous opportunity. June 20th to June 28th will be Euro Pride in Thessaloniki. 40,000 tourists will descend upon this beautiful city. This is an opportunity to shine. An opportunity να ανοίξουμε τις πόρτες μας, να ανοίξουμε την καρδιά μας, να δείξουμε όλοι τι είναι να είσαι από τη Θεσσαλονίκη.
Θα είστε εδώ?
Θα είμαι εδώ με ευχαρίστηση, με αγάπη, with my brothers and sisters from Thessaloniki. And, you know, this is an opportunity because I know it to be true that people of this great city are open and kind and loving. Yes. And this is a wonderful opportunity where we are going to have a global opportunity to shine.
Thank you very much. It was an honor to moderate this discussion. Your Excellency, Mr. Andreadis, thank you very much. Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ.